All right, and welcome to Fast Break Breakfast NBA Podcast. My name is Keith Parrish, and I'm here once again with my buddy through the miracle of computer phone, with Dave DeFore. Dave, how's that California lifestyle treating you?
You know, it's a little chilly this morning.
It was cold in Tennessee. It was like 43 this morning.
Okay,
it's not May 8th.
I think it's 67 and cloudy here.
Oh, Dave, it's 67.
Yeah, they have this thing that they call June gloom.
Yeah.
But apparently there's also May gray, which to me means
you're speaking.
So there's
language.
2 months here where it's overcast.
Yeah,
I feel like I got
perfect.
suckered.
I will say, I think we're buckling up for a horrific, physically damaging summer in the south of the United States. I assume it's going to be 100 degree throughout July, but also I'm no weatherman, and who knows what's happening. So far, it's been like amazing. Say what you will about the global water supply. Right now, the weather in Tennessee has been very mild and delightful. We're in a drought. You know what? I don't grow crops personally, so currently I don't feel it yet.
That's right. You eat them.
Yeah.
Right. You're living off the reserves right now.
Speaking of the drought, Dave, this is a natural transition.
I can't wait.
I'm not even talking about the Orlando Magic in the second half. I'm not talking about a shooting drought. I'm literally talking about the grass growing in my yard.
Yeah.
I cut my grass in my new yard for the first time after living in this home for 6 months.
Wow.
And it was not out of control. It was not like someone's going to call. I don't have a homeowners association, but it was not like even people walking by being like, is that home abandoned? No.
Right.
Very, very small front yard. Does not receive a lot of direct sunlight. Just hadn't cut it.
Yeah.
So I ended up cutting it. I wasn't sure what to do. Here were my options, Dave. I could buy a lawnmower. I don't own a lawnmower.
Okay.
I thought about buying like a manual push mower.
Old school.
I'm talking like no motor. I'm talking like just the actual a rolling blade.
How big is this yard?
You know, I knew that was going to be the first question. I'm going to say it might be 15 yards wide, and it might be like 20 by 15 yards. So
you could do that.
Very small. I'm telling you, it's very small. So I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll do that. And those were like $100. And I'm like reading reviews of these like push mowers that are non-mechanical. And then I was just like, you know, or I'll just buy like a $150 electric lawnmower. Maybe even do one with a cord.
They're great.
Why not?
Sure.
But also I worried that like, because I have this like fence area and I was going to need a weed eater also.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, what if I only got a weed eater?
Done that.
So I thought about that. Then I also thought, because like my neighbor's yard people they've been like, hey, do you need your yard cut? And I'm like, I'm good. Because again, the grass wasn't growing.
Right.
But also I'm pretty sure these people would be like, hey, I probably could have worked out. Hey, I will pay you what, $25?
Yeah.
Every 6 weeks or something, you know, like, because I didn't know what was needed. But what happened was I bought a weed eater, Dave. I just own a weed eater. I cut my entire lawn with a weed eater.
You know.
But I don't know if I made the right financial decision. Weed eater ran me like $170.
Yeah.
I still think I could have gone a whole year paying like a yard, like one of the yard crews in my neighborhood. Like literally just swing by once every month or two. Mm-hmm. It'll take them 8 minutes.
But then you would have taken work off your own plate.
I did take work off my own plate, but I'm not even financially coming out ahead.
Right.
For like another year. Because I think $180 would have covered easily my years of yard care from some, but I don't know. And so I don't know if I bought the weed eater, and now I don't know if I've made the right decision. So I have a little bit of regret. We'll see. Maybe when it rains more.
That's a tough call.
It is a tough call.
Right. You may need more lawn care than just.
I mean, the last house I had a lawnmower and it broke. And what can I can't fix a self-propelled push mower when it breaks. Yeah. I don't know what to do. Like shooting WD-40 in there, it's not going. That's it. And so it's now like initially it was like it weighed because the self-propelled motors, they weigh a lot. So this is like this is like an 80-pound lawnmower or whatever it is. It was a very heavy lawnmower, and then it eventually just stopped starting completely. And I'm like, what? I did it.
I had this conversation with my dad the other day.
Yeah,
because we know people back home who don't like electric. I don't want an electric car. Well, I don't want an electric lawnmower.
I'll tell you the pushback that I feel is when I buy something like that, I feel like I am buying landfill garbage. Like it will serve
stuff?
me for a while. Yeah, just even the electric stuff. It worries me.
The thing about electric, it's going to it should last a long time.
It should theoretically last. Yeah.
It's about the batteries, and we're bad at recycling them.
Yeah.
But man, gas mowers are just a pain in the butt. You're constantly rebuilding them. Oh, I forgot to prime it.
Got to prime it.
I don't want to deal with that at all. And meanwhile, I used to have like an electric mower, and guess what? As long as the battery was charged, that thing worked. It was great. Go electric.
I also like at the last house, once the lawnmower broke, it was like, I'm not going to buy a new one. I'm just going to get a lawn company to see what they'll do. And I found a cheap company. Happy to pay those guys. They're doing their job.
Right.
Great. I'm happy to contribute to this little cycle.
You should just pay those guys anyway.
Yeah.
Keep the weed whacker.
I could
pay to have your lawn done.
Also,
That's the American way. Hang that weed whacker up in the garage and never use it.
Part of the weed whacker also, or weed eater, if you prefer. I don't know the proper nomenclature. Do we not say weed whacker anymore?
It's more of a whacker. It's all literally wax.
It's not eating anything. So, but I also thought, well, maybe this is like, all right, my boy, he's 11. He should be doing this.
Yeah.
Turns out my wife's like, 11's not good for weed. She's too young. I'm like, come on. I don't know.
I don't want to be that guy, but my uncle definitely dropped me off in the woods with a chainsaw, half a gallon of gas, and like one of those igloo
modern
coolers,
parenting. Man. I don't know what the right thing is. Am I supposed to tell him like, hey, come on, he can do this? Like you gotta.
You know what? Are kids losing fewer limbs now? Because I feel like that's probably a thing, right? Like
100%.
We were out there.
I mean, I know most decisions by a lot of lawmakers are like, I did not know anyone who chopped their foot off with the riding. I didn't know anyone personally who died on a riding lawnmower. So I think 8-year-olds should use them.
Sure.
So anyways, speaking of other droughts, the Orlando Magic. Sorry, what? What'd you say?
Does your kid have a hatchet? I feel like that was like a standard thing for us growing up. Do you remember getting your first hatchet?
During the ice storm, one of our neighbor's big trees came down, halfway, and then they had it removed to leave the stump. But with the stump, they're like, let's go buy some axes so we can just go to town. And so now they like recreationally axe. And so now I'm like, can my kids just not walk next door? Do they need what level of supervision? Like, hey, don't pick up an axe. Just general, Anyways, no, I was going to try to.
It's not just picking it up. It's just be careful about how
don't swing it wildly. They don't know what happens around them. Like they put their drinks down on like tables that don't exist. So I mean, axe is probably not a good idea for my family. Let's get into basketball. Let's transition. Let's blow through a breakfast, jump straight to the breakfast in bed apology. This is our chance to make right what we might have gotten wrong on a previous episode. It's frequently the first time we talk about the NBA, which this show is supposed to be about. I can apologize for just being a little bit fuzzy in my immediate recollection of what the Bulls traded DeMar DeRozan for. We knew the Spurs came out the best. They got consummate pro Harrison Barnes. But the deal was the Kings, to acquire DeMar DeRozan in a sign and trade with the Bulls, sent out a 2031 unprotected pick swap, Harrison Barnes, Chris Duarte, there's a guy you can remember, and 2 second-round picks. The things the Bulls got, they got Chris Duarte and the 2 second-round picks. Meanwhile, the Spurs got the unprotected pick swap and Harrison Barnes for doing a load of nothing. So good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Bulls not acquiring the best. I know Billy Donovan's moved on. you fired the front office, a total reshuffling of that franchise. You moved on from Ayo Dosunmu and Kobe White, just to be sure. It's Josh Giddey's team now, totally.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Buzelis is fun. Would they trade Giddey this offseason?
I think they could.
Another pivot?
It's just who would take him, you know?
I have YouTube commenters on my other show pitching Ja Morant for Josh Giddey trades.
Bulls should do that.
Does Ja Morant seem more appealing?
Yeah.
And Ja Morant in Chicago would be a little bit fire. It would be good. You know. Yeah, I don't know. Billy Donovan, is he coaching where? The Magic? Jamal Mosley got let go.
Yeah,
Obvious Florida connection. Billy Donovan to the Nuggets?
Could be a thing.
Once they move on from their interim to full-time replacement, David
Could be a
Allen.
lot of jobs open.
I don't think that worked out great for the Nuggets. Yeah, so since we last recorded, we had the worst half of basketball ever played, arguably, by the Orlando Magic in a closeout situation. A run for their money for that distinction. Also, the first half of the Hawks game against the Knicks.
Yeah.
In a closeout game. Well, that was an elimination game. We saw two of the worst halves of basketball we've ever seen. We had the 54-win Nuggets be sent off into the ether. Mike Conley closeout game. Terrence Shannon Jr. Here's a strategy I thought of, Dave. Should NBA teams keep one guy in reserve just for the playoffs that other teams don't know very much about?
Yeah, it's 2 years in a row for Terrence Shannon Jr., man. He only gets run in the playoffs. Like, oh, yeah, you mean the skill of getting past every single defender and to the hoop anytime he wants to. Not usable in the regular season, Keith.
I thought maybe there was some actual Chris Finch gamesmanship, and he's thinking, we're going to unleash a left-handed player who no one on the other team really knows that much about. And he's just going to beat him going left for layups 9 times in a do-or-die game. Jamal Murray every possession. Oh, geez, he went left again. Like, he got me. Blew my mind. The Rockets got sent home. Like, we had many 50-win teams going home. The Pistons did not go home.
That's right.
The Pistons have now won 5 straight. It is
they're tough, man.
It's an unbelievable run. I think the biggest takeaway, tell me if I'm wrong, we believe the biggest takeaway of the Pistons right now. You want to say it or me? We're just going to say Tobias Harris.
Oh, Tobias Harris? Yeah, man.
I mean, we have been championing Tobias Harris for a long time here.
He scored over 20 in 7 straight games.
7 straight.
He was their second best player in the first series. He's just all reliable, man. Guy's been great. Also, though, I'll say this.
What's this?
JB Bickerstaff he's learned a few lessons here.
Has he?
Yes. So they're still starting Asar Thompson, but they are starting to stagger Asar and Duren a little bit more. And so they're spreading it out a little bit. And it's allowed Asar to be more useful and functional. Yeah. And then Tobias Harris is awesome, which is covering up a lot.
Tobias Harris, been unbelievable. Saved them in the first round. He, of course, did not score 20 points in consecutive games in the regular season and now has 7 straight. Dennis Jenkins found his sea legs a little bit now. He's given positive contributions the past few
Cavs
years.
are soft.
This goes back to the handy my 11-year-old a weed eater. I don't is soft a wrong term to use, but there is something off about the Cavaliers. They haven't won a game on the road yet this playoffs. I mean, the Magic were so physical, and whatever they were, the Cavs are the opposite. And I want to give people excuses like, does Evan Mobley have appendicitis? And we haven't figured it out. Like, why is Evan Mobley scoring 9 points in a game?
One rebound, Keith.
And he plays 40 minutes.
One rebound.
What is he doing? So I'm like,
7 feet tall.
I was like, I hope he's ill. Like, Donovan Mitchell might actually be ill or hurt. There's some social media clips of Dean Wade losing his mind about Donovan Mitchell's effort, not going around screens, not switching. There's some clips of Donovan Mitchell not running back. The James Harden acquisition, I mean, there was some thought that he's healthier than Darius Garland, but that was all about money. That's all about money going forward into the future. The Cavs, and again, I don't want to overreact because I overreacted to their first 2 games against the Raptors. They have taken care of business at home. Also, the game 2 Cavs-Pistons can 100% just be explained by the three-point shooting.
Yeah.
Cavs were 0 for 11 from the three-point line in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, the Pistons shoot 50% on threes for the game. Like, that's the ball game. Say what you will about James Harden being bad and Donovan Mitchell not looking right and Evan Mobley being humiliating. Also, is it time to revisit what?
Because James Harden, I mean, like, I watched him pass up wide open James Harden threes.
Yep.
To drive into the teeth of the defense, throw the ball away. So it's a little bit more than just they missed threes, because like some of it was the threes that they got were bad.
Yep. Also, you had I'm blanking on his name. The shooter, Sam Merrill. Sorry, there we go. Sam Merrill missed this game after getting injured in the first one. He, of course, is supposed to provide that three-point shooting. How are we also feeling about the Sam Merrill over Ty Jerome choice? I mean, I know Ty Jerome was sort of hurt the whole season, but also was he actually hurt? No one actually knows, at the end of the year. But like Ty Jerome, exciting, dynamic scorer, six-man candidate for them last year, and it's like they took Sam Merrill for the same money, and now I'm watching them play the Pistons, and you're like, who do they even have? Are we hoping Jalen Tyson gets more minutes? Like,
probably.
You're Max Strud. Like, who this team just feels like a wreck. Where it's like, oh, do we need more Dennis Schroeder? What's going on? This team was a juggernaut last year.
Yeah.
And so now they're
until the
playoffs.
Again.
Just grasping for answers there. The Pistons. Let's go back. I want to go back, actually. We have to acknowledge, we are Fast Break Breakfast. We have to acknowledge more about what the Orlando Magic did.
Oh, my gosh. I've never seen anything like that, man.
I don't think it's ever happened. It was the lowest scoring second half in the playoffs ever. A 19-point second half. Tobias Harris had 19 points by himself in the first half of Game 7. A 19-point half. They went something like 24 minutes where Paolo Banchero's the only one who made a shot on their team. Carry over into the first half or the first quarter of Game 7. At least Paolo didn't go out sad. Paolo Game 6 was apocalyptically terrible. At least he showed up for Game 7.
Yeah, I think Paolo had a pretty good series, right? Like,
it was up and down, but
you're going to have a bad game here and there, especially when you're the only guy doing anything.
Yep.
But I think he had a pretty good series. That Game 7, he's been so good in the playoffs in his career.
Yeah.
Like, he's actually been better in the playoffs, and even as a playmaker is better. Biggest change in that series, Franz Wagner goes out, Cade Cunningham goes off. Like, Franz was guarding Cade pretty well early on. And like, when you look at Cleveland, they don't have anybody big enough to do that. Period.
Yeah, that is another big part of this series, where not just the front line, where Wendell Carter and Paolo Banchero and some of the Magic subs could actually slow down Jalen Duren. It's not just that Jalen Duren has no one to really like. Jared Allen he's had some big games, but he's not intimidating or slowing them down. But it also starts out on the perimeter where, like you said, who's checking is broken Donovan Mitchell trying to guard Cade Cunningham? No one's guarding him. There was a stat, I think ESPN Stats and Info pulled it. It was like The Pistons were 7 for 7 on drives against Harden, and then they've never had. I don't know if it was just the first half, but it was like we don't have anything in the tracking data era of a guy giving up 7 buckets on 7, like 100% of the drives against him resulted in buckets. Like Cade had that like little stutter step where like he fell down. It was just, and then But going back to the Magic, I don't want to brush past their incompetence / impotence. They had their own personal Jacques watch. They missed 23 consecutive shots in that second half, mostly in the fourth quarter. Of course, the Jacques watch is an 0 for 22 to start the season, but they went 0 for 23. That's the most consecutive misses in a playoff game ever. They missed 26 of their final 27 field goal attempts. That's over the final 16 minutes of the game. Like you said, never seen anything like it, because also nothing like it has ever happened. And also,
they are the same team, though. Gave up a 31-0 run to the Raptors.
Yep, they gave up the biggest run in the play-by-play era. They gave up that to the main Red Claws?
Main Red Claws?
Yeah, the last day of the regular season, they gave up like a 44-18 third quarter to the Celtics backups.
They let go of the rope.
We haven't even mentioned the Celtics, another 50-win team. Their season's over. We'll get to that in a second. No, the Magic, 8-point fourth quarter total, which is the lowest fourth quarter in a playoff game since the 40s. So it's just like, it's so shocking. And also, as we emphasize how bad that half was, sometimes I forget in my own recollection, like that they were blowing the Pistons out. Like I thought the game was over. They were up 24, and I was like, this Pistons team has shown nothing. They can come back from a 24-point deficit, but all of a sudden they just, as Tony Allen would say, turned the water off. They shut the water off, and it's like, well, if the other team doesn't score at all, I'm talking literally zero.
Yeah, you can come back pretty fast.
So unbelievable. I don't know where the Magic go from here, other than finding a new coach. Incredible stuff. The other wild one, Knicks Hawks. Knicks sort of figured the Hawks out.
Knicks figured themselves out.
Maybe the Knicks figured themselves out. They ran off all these. They're the first team to have 3 25-point wins in a row in the playoffs. That's 5 and 6 against the Hawks in game 1 against the 76ers. They were up 69. What was it? No, they had a 69-13 run.
Yeah.
They were ahead 72-22.
That was when people started to text. Hey, what in the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy. That was fun, though.
Yeah. I mean, that also, so much like I sort of forget that, I feel like we'll forget to time maybe that the Magic blew a 24-point lead before they laid that egg. The Hawks were up in the series 2-1. CJ McCollum was carving them up. And then it was just like the Knicks, all right.
They hit the play better button.
They hit the play better button. OG Anunoby was incredible in the series. Great series with Karl Anthony Towns. They realized that the Hawks only had a couple things that could work. My concerns going into the playoffs about Jalen Johnson, I feel like I might have been a little bit right on that one. But also for the Hawks, it was like a pretty good season, and like I don't think you're too broken up over it. Like you traded Trae Young away, and then you ended up having maybe a better season than you anticipated. And so,
I hope they win the lottery,
dude.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I think it would be sad for whoever's pick they're taking, but
New Orleans.
It'd be good for the.
I think it would be fun.
Good for the NBA. Good for the East.
What if a 6 seed got the number 1 pick? Also, Zachary Richichet, we got to free him.
We need to take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about the Nuggets and Celtics going bye-bye, and then we'll hit all of these second-round series. All right. In addition, Dave, to saying goodbye to the Nuggets and Celtics, we should also say goodbye to the Raptors. My apologies there. Another team, I think, in the same vein as the Hawks, where you're pretty happy with your season. I think they overachieved, or at the very least, they fulfilled their full potential. They got an all-star season from Brandon Ingram. Then Brandon Ingram wasn't even available for Game 7. It was still tight. It was still close. No Emmanuel Quickley the whole series. That does not fill me with a lot of Cavs confidence. But the Raptors now, they have options going forward and a lot of big contracts, a great series for RJ Barrett. RJ Barrett, of course, with the unreal game winner, the Tyrese Halliburton / Kawhi Leonard bouncing on the rim, bounced straight up in the air, game winner. Just
do you say they did? You see, they did the time on it.
I did. It was longer. Oh wait, was Kawhi's longer?
Kawhi's was longer.
It bounced more times.
Kawhi's was 1.9 seconds
before it went in.
Yeah. And his was 1.5.
But I mean that timing, I'm more interested, I think, in the height. The height over of the bounce. That was incredible. The Celtics were the favorites to come out of the East.
Yeah.
They looked like for a few moments that they had won the series in 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then bang. All of a sudden they blow the first 3-1 lead in the history of the storied franchise. They started Ron Harper Jr. in Game 7.
This is the biggest story of the series. Blowing a 3-1 lead just happens in the NBA. And if anybody would have known that Joel Embiid was going to play like that the last 3 games, the Sixers, when they were healthy, were really good this year.
Yeah.
And Joel Embiid, when he was healthy this year, was fantastic. So losing the series, okay, yes, that stinks. But to do it in such a desperate way in Game 5, I understand that Neemias Queta could not guard Joel Embiid at all, but you just went away from, and Jason Tatum was out of the lineup, but you had success without Jason Tatum all year. You know what I mean? Like, you got to kind of stick a little bit to your principles.
Yeah.
The issue is not having a curveball the rest of the time. The starting lineup change was shocking. That was, I mean, I knew they were going to lose when I saw the lineup change.
Somebody posted the starting lineup in our Slack channel, and I assumed it was a joke. I thought it was like, well, let's try this. And I was like, Luka Garza? Okay. Yeah. All right. But it very bizarre situation for the Celtics. Also, you now have them losing as a heavy favorite in so many playoff series.
3.
It's just like, part of me wants to do that old school where it's like, if they just had one Zach Randolph, just throw the ball to the hand. Let somebody post up one time. Just one time. Although, is it a win for Bulls fans who we've been ragging on the Bulls? Is seeing Vucevic be absolutely useless? Like, is that a win where they like, well, we got rid of that guy at least?
I don't know. I think it's, he was going to expire, like his contract's expiring this summer anyway. So.
But like, so the Celtics, I mean, also it feels like extracurricularly, which might be an adverb. Jaylen Brown with doing all his Twitch streams and things, getting fined for criticizing the officials for going at him. I will say, a lot of that officiating in the Celtics series was good.
Yeah.
Where they were not letting Jaylen Brown just shove guys. Although they did call the foul where did he throw Maxey into Embiid's knees or something? There was one of the push-offs that was still called a defensive foul where you're just like, he just hit him with the Heisman. He threw him in another player. But so Jaylen Brown, I don't know, making a lot of noise where maybe the thought is might be pastures are greener. Not Boston green, but maybe greener somewhere else. I was thinking watching Game 1. No, I think it was both Game 7s. Watching the Celtics in their Game 7 and then watching the Cavaliers in their Game 7, I was really struck with this, like, can we not better distribute the talent between these two teams? Like the Cavaliers and the Celtics? it feels like you could make 2 title favorites, at least Eastern Conference favorites, if you just broke up the roster a little bit better. And then I was like, well, maybe just a straight up. I mean, it would have worked better if they hadn't gotten rid of Garland. Like just James Harden and Jared Allen. You go to the Celtics. All right, we're picking teams, and like you, maybe Jaylen Brown. You go to the Cavs. All right, now you got a 3. All right, we got a wing. Now they have a center. All right, they got a point guard. Okay, this maybe works a little. I don't know. But it did seem like, I don't know, the positional overlap on these teams and maybe just them not living up to whatever perceived greatness I thought each of the teams could have achieved.
Yeah.
I thought about maybe something. I mean, but in the offseason, it does feel like.
I think the Celtics are probably going to make some big changes. I've already been thinking, like, okay, where's Jaylen Brown want to go? Does he want to go to Houston? Does he want to go, which would make some sense? Does he want to go to Atlanta?
Yeah,
where he's from. Like a good fit. That actually, it could be an interesting fit. Started to hear rumblings that, you know where he'd be great? Denver. I don't know about that, but does that mean like you got is Jamal Murray?
Jamal Murray for Jaylen Brown. Man, my enduring takeaway from the Nuggets losing. I mean, one, it was Jokic was not the deity we assume he's going to be. He was so underwhelming for him, for his standard of play. But also Jamal Murray, he was so atrocious on defense. Where I don't know if he's just physically limited. That's just is kind of who he is.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, take him out of the oven. He can't be more cooked. Nothing can be more cooked than this. You got to get him out of there. And it was, it was rough to watch. I mean, I think the Nuggets and Timberwolves were my favorite 2 teams in the playoffs. So like I had joy for the Timberwolves and what they were doing, the way they were doing it. No Anthony Edwards with DiVincenzo injured. It was just like seeing Jaden McDaniels, who I argued I thought should have been really high in the most improved player award. Him having such a dominant game 6 where he just controlled that game. I mean, Gobert's unassailable.
He's been amazing in the playoffs.
He's been awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he was great in regular season too, by the way.
Here's a
also
stat.
Chris Finch. Yeah. The coaching advantage there that he had over Adelman was just apparent. And there's times where you can't feel the coaches. Man, you could really feel the coaching in that series. The Nuggets had nothing else but Murray and Jokic. Yeah. And if it didn't work, that was it. That was all they had to go to. And, after a full season and understanding when you get to the playoffs that's the thing that they're going to try to turn the water off on. Yeah, you happen to run into the one team that's perfectly suited to do it, but you had nothing else. I mean, it was just, I think they're going to have some big changes.
A stat I was throwing around to the horror of my Grizzlies audience. Since the Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves in the playoffs, this was one of the reasons why they went and got Rudy Gobert, because the Grizzlies dominated them, because Brandon Clark dominated them so bad on the glass. Since the Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves, the Grizzlies have won 4 playoff games. The Timberwolves have won 5 playoff series. Anyone still being unsure about the value of the Rudy Gobert trade? They've won 5 playoff series since they got Rudy Gobert. Like, that's an incredible run. 2 conference finals. 2 conference finals. We don't know what's going to happen right now, but like, that's an incredible run for a team that had made 1 conference finals, and they'd gotten out of the first round 1 time in their first 30 years. To then get out of the first round 3 straight seasons, that trade is an hands down easy win. I know most of the world gets into this title or bust or rings culture. No, man. Like, they have been deep into the playoffs 3 years in a row. That's an awesome.
Tim Connolly has kind of nailed just about every move he's made. The one you could say is, oh man, they lost Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but that hasn't really burned him yet,
Also turned into a pumpkin in the playoffs.
Sure, but he was he was good for them in the playoffs last year. And that's part of why they wound up losing him. But he gets DiVincenzo and Randall, which has worked out really, really well for them as far as their balance on the floor goes. This Ayo Dosunmu pickup is great.
Yep.
Brings in Bones Highland, who
gives you a little something.
All of us had kind of written him off, I mean, he couldn't make it work in Denver and then, kind of burned out with the Clippers, and that seems to be working really well. And managed to trick the Chicago Bulls into giving him Mike Conley back for nothing.
Mike Conley should not be allowed to be on the Timberwolves. I love.
We're going to call it's the Mike Conley exception. Okay. If you're like, if you're a certain level of player, but like also you're below, like you can't do this with LeBron. He's too good.
I think they did this before. So my joke is to reiterate my thing. So obviously when you trade a player away, they're not allowed to rejoin your team.
Right.
Unless they then go to an additional third team. So you can't trade away a guy using his salary in a salary match to get players you want, then have that player cut and then rejoin your team. That's circumvention. Right. It's explicitly forbidden. My analysis / joke was wondering, did the Timberwolves know that we're going to trade you Conley, and then did they know he was getting moved somewhere else, dumped?
Right.
Because I would say probably yes. And also they might have been like, hey, we're going to trade you Conley, and then could you also trade him to the Hornets?
Yeah.
Because then they're like, well, then we'll get him back, and it'll work out great. So it does sort of seem like circumvention that Mike Conley was traded for something. Like they get Ayo Dosunmu, and then they also get Conley back, and then Conley is making key plays in a first-round playoff series win. He's key plays in Game 6. He's making key plays in a huge upset in Game 1 against the Spurs, and it doesn't feel like he should be allowed to be on the team. But
Conley just playing by the rules of the game.
I'm just playing by the rules.
He didn't set up any LLCs to get Mike Conley.
Also, you said maybe there could be like a level of a player. I have this memory, and I don't know if it's right. I have a memory that this happened with Jason Williams when the Orlando Magic waived him because he was no good and the Grizzlies wanted to sign him. Mm-hmm. And I do think there was an informal where the league was like, hey, does anybody care?
Right.
If Jason Williams plays on the Grizzlies? And honestly, I feel like the league owners were like, no, I don't care. That's good.
I feel like some stuff maybe shouldn't necessarily be like if you're codified in law.
If you're the Nuggets,
it's vibesy.
If you're the Nuggets, I absolutely would be like, no. You can't have Conley back. I don't care. If he's an emergency fill-in, no, I don't. You shouldn't have that. Anyways.
Boo. No, it's way
second
more fun
round,
this way.
Spurs, Timberwolves.
Good.
The first game was like everyone doing the Spurs are unproven, untested. Mm-hmm. You have this tough playoff proven gutsy team putting them in the crucible. Wemby, storyline for that one, just really rough shooting game. Also shot selection. He got that Joe Mazzulla disease.
Yeah.
You don't have to shoot a three every time. Like,
what's funny is that this year, one of the reasons why he was so much better on offense is because he shot fewer
just cut all the threes. Yeah.
I saw Trey Murphy was talking about this on some podcast where he's like, a lot of stuff that guys have to take floaters or they got to take maybe even a fadeaway. It's like Wemby can just dunk it. And I wonder if someone just said that to him. Hey, man, you could just dunk every time. Somebody can we send DeAndre Ayton to dunk camp this summer? Good grief. Speaking of, I know we'll get
DeAndre Ayton has the third highest field goal percentage in the history of the playoffs.
Yes, but
he did somehow go one. He went 1 for 7 from the field in their last game.
Standing 1 foot from the basket and
Wemby set a playoff record in the era where we have block shot stats with 12 blocks. Of course, we have block gate, many of them, a couple of them off the glass. I'm still confused. Two things about this. Yeah. One, we specifically said this on the show. Why don't we have immediate Hawkeye technology for that's a goaltend? Like, I think that could be implemented. Also, I am confused about the rule. If you shoot the ball off the underside of the backboard and it has no prayer of going in, can we not let our 7'4" guys block those? Who cares?
Because
that's one of them, yeah. I know one of them, Julius Randle. It's like it was a goaltend, but also that ball was not going in. Also, Julius Randle got the ball back. So no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
The Spurs, meanwhile, bounced back in game 2. And it was a easy, breezy victory. It was like the second half of game 4 versus the Trailblazers, but sort of spread out over the whole game.
And with the Wolves, though, look, let's get into some cliches. They did their job.
They got the split.
And Anthony Edwards has looked healthier, right? He looked healthier in game 2 than he did in game 1. And then he doesn't play the whole, you know what I mean? They kind of pull everybody a little bit early. I actually, you lose the battle to keep fighting the war. And I don't know, man, this feels like it's going to go 7. This is going to be close.
It could be a long series. Of course, a huge story. I guess we buried the lead is just Anthony Edwards returning. And on that minutes limitation was very, very effective, had a great fourth quarter. And then him not having to play a lot of minutes, looking healthy. That also goes maybe back to the Pistons thing where game by game, perhaps it's not just that the Pistons, got a taste of blood in their mouth and now they realize they got to step their game up and the Magic showed them what physicality was like. Also, it could be that Cade Cunningham is just getting healthier and healthier. And this is more what we saw in the regular season. Speaking of the guys maybe losing the battle, winning the war, Joel Embiid. Okay. Joel Embiid was great in the first round series. Also, I guess we should say Tyrese Maxey was the best player in the series by a landslide.
In that
first round series. I mean, Tyrese Maxey was a clear oh, wow, he is so much better than Jaylen Brown. And the fact that fantasy basketball players know this, the fact that Maxey never turns the ball over. If you're in a 9-category league where turnovers matter, the fact that he's such an efficient and deadly scorer and penetrator and creator, and also never turns the basketball over, it's unbelievable. But Maxey was so good.
That's actually been the thing about the Knicks in the first 2 games is that they've turned over Maxey a lot. I believe more in the Knicks this week than I did a week and a half ago.
Yep.
Because of the way they're guarding Maxey.
But as far as winning the battle or losing the battle, winning the war, I did wish that Embiid got pulled so much earlier in game 1. I mean, he was out in game 2, and I was relieved. They listed him out with a knee / his
ankle or
something,
hip.
But he was physically clutching his abdomen.
Right.
A lot in that game. And the man had surgery 3 weeks ago, and it was not a fun viewing experience. You're like, that guy had surgery, and he's grabbing his stomach. And it's can we get him out of the game? You're down by 20. Get him out of the game. What are we doing? So, honestly, I don't know. Yeah.
The Embiid stuff is crazy to me. First of all, Tiki Barber. Why am I seeing what Tiki Barber has to say?
I didn't know Tiki Barber was still around. I missed this.
Exactly. It came up. Well, he has to, I guess, do sports media as a former athlete because I don't think he's got a lot of money. But I just don't understand how anybody can watch Joel Embiid come out and play basketball 17 days or whatever it was after an appendectomy, knowing that the guy has no cartilage in his knee. I just, how you can look at that guy and not think, oh, wow, he's clearly pretty tough. I understand that he flops and he flails and he falls around, but man, there is a level of toughness that Joel Embiid, I think, has that. God, if Anthony Davis would do this,
although
right,
Joel Embiid had that thing where he was passed out on the sideline, and I was worried he was having a heart attack or passing out. After the game, he said he was acting, which he was not acting. That was another. There's a lot of genuinely concerning health moments. This is when AD falls down. I don't get. This is when you have a kid and you see your kid take a dive, and the other parents are like, "Oh, is she okay?" I'm she's fine.
Be all right. Just gonna go to the locker room and come back.
She's good, okay. But so for AD, I have that where people are like, "Oh my goodness!" No, it's AD. But with Joel Embiid, it still gets me. Where I'm I feel like he's something seriously wrong with him. I'm worried about him. Maybe not. We'll see. Health, of course, is going to be a huge issue.
Right.
Like we say, right now, the Knicks, OG Anunoby, has a hamstring thing.
Although they said day to day, so that's a good sign, right?
Who knows?
It's a good sign.
Yeah. Lakers Thunder, last series, just to land on a little bit. The Lakers
Keith,
are in a tough
I need you to defend the refs. Can you?
No, I can't defend John Goble. He's one of my least favorites.
Thank you. Okay.
I thought a couple things happened in game 2. I mean, the Lakers played pretty well. The Thunder are great. The Thunder are great.
They never stop coming.
I don't know about the Lakers' entire referee defense thing. It doesn't seem like it's going to be that fruitful. Mm-hmm. But I did find it very strange where there was that offensive foul called on DeAndre Ayton where Chet Holmgren flopped and like grabbed his face. And then so the Lakers challenge it. They review it. How is that not a flopping technical?
Right.
Clear as day. Why are my referees so impotent? You have rules at your discretion to use. That was a plain as day flopping. So I thought that was weird. JJ Redick said LeBron gets the worst superstar whistle in the league. I will not stand for that.
Yeah, Steph Curry. Come on.
Get out of my face with that. The NBA murdered Ja Morant. They let Lou Dort murder Ja Morant. They didn't call it a flagrant foul. It was
Lou Dort has qualified immunity.
Lou Dort is a guy. He does, has some kind of qualified immunity. Lou Dort is a guy I used to love because he's just he's my type of player. He's just a defender, limited offensively, a fun name to yell, but like
Tony Allen.
He's really an 8-point per game guy making $80 million. I'm in, but he's a dirty player, and it's sort of part of that might be just that the Thunder are so good, and you get tired of the good team. But the Thunder's thing, like, I don't know. I feel like they do have to acknowledge somewhat that they get away with stuff. And I also admire them for challenging the flagrant foul that Shea did. Shea did what, to me, non-NBA basketball player, looked like a very unsportsmanlike play. Mm-hmm. Like Austin Reeves was like these are two floppers going at each other. This is like Marcus Smart got tripped over Shea on the ground, and it's like pupil meet the master.
Right.
Like, Marcus Smart walks so you can run, Shea.
Although, are we sure Marcus Smart didn't land on him on purpose to
no 100%? No, he won. He won 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like if you're on the ground, which is not a legal guarding position, Marcus Smart is going to step on you and fall over. But the Thunder challenging the play that I thought was kind of a dirty play, it looked like he could have hurt Austin Reeves, was such a villainous activity that it turned the game. Like I think the Lakers were still winning. It was close, and after that, like the Thunder lost the challenge, but they're like, "That's who we are. We have this dark heart, and we're going to destroy you," and they did. So
I mean, listen, I don't think I don't think he knew his arm was turned that way. Do you know what I mean? I think he was trying to get him to have the hook around his waist. I don't want to. I have
a sign in my Zoom virtual background. There's still a sign where I point to that says professional athletes know what their bodies are doing.
That's
professional athletes. Like you don't accidentally cleat a guy. Like you know what you're doing. Like you always know what you're doing. You know where your foot's going to land.
There was some other weird stuff. The Marcus Smart take foul. Like I don't understand how that wasn't a take foul.
Also, Dave, this is also concerning. This is like I was talking about Luke Kennard last game. The more games Marcus Smart plays in the playoffs, the more his stats resemble his career stats. What's going on? What's going on? His shooting has really trailed off.
Regression?
We got to wrap this one up. Unfortunately, let's answer a couple of listener submitted questions really fast. Bobby Payton. Oh. This is, of course, sorry. The croissant questioner. Got to get the drop in. Bobby Payton wants that.
I sing it in my head every time.
Out of the first round disappointments, Boston, Denver, Houston, whose formula needs the biggest shakeup?
Boston, Denver, Houston. Oh, man. You know, Houston.
Okay.
Houston. The team construction is messy. Do you know? And even everyone keeps saying Fred VanVleet. I'm sorry, man.
Not me, Dave. I'm saying John
an undersized guy.
Going. Yeah. Fred Van. Yeah.
Well, right, but an undersized point guard who's not really he's not like a drive and dish point guard. coming off an ACL. That's not solving this. They don't really have a system. They don't have any kind of identity. They don't have any bread and butter stuff that they go to. Like, what's their offense, Keith? Is it hope Steven Adams can come back and be healthy and we get all these rebounds?
Yes.
Like, they're playing a possession game, which is similar to what Boston does, right? But I just don't. The pieces do not fit. Like, Amen Thompson was pretty much neutered this season. As far as like his effect, a lot of people feel like he had a worse year,
you guys,
even defensively.
You media guys get so your expectations were so too far ahead.
Oh no, not for me. No, not for me. Because I never thought he was going to be like a point guard or a guy who could start the offense or anything. But he was, and he had a decent year. Like I think he had at least one 40-point game. But it's just that, like, what was his role?
So.
Right? Everybody can't just go out and beat your man. That's not how the NBA works. Like, you're not getting very far that way.
So my pushback might be, all right, acknowledging Bobby's question.
Yeah.
Three of the 9 best regular season record teams got eliminated. Boston, 56 wins. Denver, 54 wins. Houston, 52 wins. Mm-hmm. I don't consider the Rockets to be a first-round disappointment. I take issue with his question. I think the Rockets winning 52 games and losing in the first round is a solid outcome for the really funky, weird roster they put together. Like,
right. Like, I expected them to lose.
Fine. Yeah, this seemed fine.
I had them losing to anyone they played in the first round.
I think Boston and Denver were catastrophic ends to their season. Massive disappointments.
Denver, especially because they did so much to, like, this was supposed to be the best Jokic team since the title team.
I thought it was the most talented Jokic team, maybe more talented, just a little bit deeper than the title team. The Celtics seemed like they ran into the same formula problem they've had. Mm-hmm. And so for me, maybe it's just getting into the wording of the question. For me, it's probably the Celtics have to shake up the formula. You have to add something.
Sure.
You got to have,
but they were in a found money season, though.
It was a found money season, but they found the money. Tatum came back, even if they maybe ran him way too hard, so he wasn't able to play in that game 7. But you got to have one different lever to pull. Yeah, that's just not just spamming 3-pointers. So I don't know. I think it's a great question. Every team needs to shake something up. Yes, I mean, Houston needs an offense and different players. The Celtics need a different way to score.
This summer's going to be.
I don't know what the Nuggets need. Yeah,
it's going to be kind of weird. I think we're going to get weird. Giannis, like, we still don't know if they're going to actually trade Giannis. I'm assuming they are.
Yeah,
There's a lot of dominoes.
I really wish that the Cavaliers had lost in the first round solely because it adds to just the number of players available. The number of teams. Like, if you're saying the Nuggets, the Celtics, the Rockets, and the Cavaliers are all like, we got to do something totally different.
We got to blow this up.
Yeah, like that's like 4 of the best teams.
Wait, but if the Cavs are out in the second round, I still think they've got to blow it up.
If the Cavs go out sad, what's the point? I mean, I don't know what you do with their situation. And then you throw in like the talented players on the Magic. The Magic need to shake up. And
they do, like, and because they're gonna be flirting with the second apron next year.
They have some. I do think they have players they can move that would. I don't know.
Some team's gonna get lucky with Goga.
Goga's a good player.
He is.
I think that's all we have time for. Thanks for the question, Bobby. If you guys want your question answered on air, gotta be a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/fastbreakbreakfast. All right, Dave, it's now time for the awards segment of the program, the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award, given to the worst performance in a box score. We have several honorable mentions. Jalen Suggs, 1 for 10. James Harden, 3 for 13. Jamal Murray, 4 for 17. Victor Wembanyama, 5 for 18. Cade Cunningham, 6 for 19. Derek White, 9 for 26. Wasn't a good playoffs for Derek White. Those were our honorable mentions. Our 3 nominees, as they occurred chronologically over the last week. Reed Shepherd, 4 for 19. 10 points, no rebounds. 1 assist, 2 steals, 2 blocks. That's kind of nice. 1 turnover, 2 personal fouls. Paolo Banchero. This is our game 6 Paolo. He had a natural 4 for 20. 4 for 20. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 turnover, 3 personal fouls. And then Austin Reeves. Game 1, Austin against the Thunder. 3 for 16. 8 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, 4 turnovers, 3 personal fouls. So we got Reed Shepherd, 4 for 19, 10 points, no rebounds. Paolo Banchero, 4 for 20, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Austin Reeves, 3 for 16, 8 points, 6 assists.
Gotta be Reed.
You say Reed Shepherd? Yeah, the 4 for 19.
What was he from 3?
I don't know, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
I don't have it pulled up. Yeah, these are all really quality candidates. I would lean Austin with the 3 for 16 with 4 turnovers.
4 also turnovers. He did a full stone cold.
But a
Steve
4
Austin.
for 20 is hard to turn down. Yeah, 4 for 9. Let's give it. Yes, that works. Reed Shepherd, 4 for 19. Congratulations on winning this week's International Stackers of Pancakes Award.
No rebounds, man.
He shot in the playoffs 31.7%. He took 14.7 field goal attempts per game. 88 field goal attempts. He drew 1 shooting foul. It's incredible. Austin Reeves. Here's a stat. Austin Reeves had the lowest field goal percentage by a Laker in a playoff game this century for a player who took at least 15 field goal attempts, blocking out 4 Kobe Bryant games. Caleb wants to know, here's a bonus croissant question. Caleb wants to know, is this more or less disrespectful to Kobe's legacy than Bam going for 83 points? Great question. Great question, Caleb. I would like to point out, I am immediately suspicious of anything that begins this century. Because, I remember last century. I was watching basketball in the 90s. So I'm like, well, who are we cutting out? I'll tell you who we're cutting out. We're cutting out big, smooth Sam Perkins' 1 for 15 in the 1991 finals.
Big 3-point shot like a trebuchet.
Big Smooth went 1 for 15, and only 3 of the misses were on 3-pointers. Here is every player, Dave. Here's every game in Lakers franchise history, going back to Minneapolis, where they took at least 15 field goal attempts and had a worse field goal percentage than Austin Reeves in game 1. We got
this is how you Laker hate.
We got Rudy LaRusso in 1963. We've got George Mikan against Rochester in 1952. He pulled off a 3 for 19. Some guy named Jim McMillan had 2 games for the Lakers back in the 72-73 season. We've got Gail. Oh, this is playoffs, of course. This is always playoffs.
Playoffs.
Mel Counts in 1970. Vern Mickelson for the Minneapolis Lakers went 2 for 16. Back in 1959. Also Frank Selvey with a 2 for 16 back in 59. Elgin Baylor had 2 games where he went 2 for 17 in 1959 for the Minneapolis Lakers. And then, of course, there's Sam Perkins. Big Smooth. 1 for 15. So.
Austin Reeves in the Pantheon. I
thought Austin looked better in game 2. Still, he looks unwell, and it's just the head wrap to me. It's like did he just get out of a trench in World War I? Yeah, a lot of it's trench warfare vibes. He also looks like he has some kind of trench warfare wasting disease. He's
so pale.
The complexion not that healthy. I'm one to talk, but still.
Hey, it's sunny in California, man. Like, get outside. Go for a walk.
Yeah. All right, so we have... To close it out, Timberwolves, Spurs. You think this is a legit series? I mean, these are some good teams going at it. De'Aaron Fox really bounced back nicely in game 2. I will say, I feel like we had questions about their role players for this on the Spurs. The role players have been good.
Been great. Dylan Harper, man.
Dylan Harper is so good, and he keeps getting better and better. Role players on the Spurs have been good. You've got the Thunder firmly in control. Will they have a letdown in a game 3 on an opponent's home court. Maybe they got it out of their system last year.
Right.
So like they're super...
I just think AJ Mitchell and Jared McCain are.
Jared McCain had 18 points in game 2, which is the same number of points, or is it more points than the Sixers?
More
bench
points
scored?
than the Sixers bench.
Sixers Knicks. If OG, I think if you're the Knicks, you have to not play OG. Like, part of me looks at this as the seas are sort of parting for the Knicks to make the finals.
Agreed.
And I don't know. Like, I want to be so careful.
I think it's about Josh Hart. Like, Josh Hart, it has a sprained thumb. I think he's going to play. Yeah. If Josh Hart plays, I think you can probably say, okay, OG.
Do we have an injury report for that game yet? Like,
I don't know if it's dropped yet or not. The last I saw, everybody was probable.
Yeah. And I'm curious about the Sixers and what.
Joel was questionable as of last night. But who knows? I don't know. Like, with the way he looked in game 1, I just don't know. I don't know how he could be healthy. But I said this about him last time.
Yeah.
And he continues to surprise. So
yeah. So that one could be. I mean, again, is these series?
Embiid's out. Embiid is out.
There we go. So if I'm the Knicks, I don't play OG. Sorry. Like, I know. Yeah. I don't know. You don't want to. I know
Mitchell Robinson's also out though.
Mitchell Robinson, missing games. Yeah. So
it looks like OG might play.
I wonder if the Cavs can save their season. If this 5 games Pistons winning streak will come to a stop when they go back to Cleveland. But I don't know. Like, the Cavs, I know part of me wants to say if they just make a couple more 3-pointers, it's fine. But it's like, seeing how they were such an offensive juggernaut last year and then just watching everything they're doing, watching Mitchell and Harden not be able to guard anybody, them not having a 5th guy like Dean Wade, or let's try Keon Ellis, or like, I don't know, like that team does not, I don't know, maybe they're my personal roller coaster this postseason where I watch them and I'm like, I got super high.
Can they get 2 guys to show up on any given night, much less 5?
Yep. Anyways, should be really good. A good second round to keep watching. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Dave, really appreciate your time. Listeners, you guys are the best. Thanks for listening. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fair break, man. You understand?
I will remember